Cool. Okay, come and stand in the middle of your mat. A little bit of wiggling on the toes, wiggling the fingers. So we've been working a lot in this month with mudras, so with the fingers. So we're going to go again with them, but I'm going to put 3 more in, which are double mudras. So just to make it a little bit longer. So it's going to be about a 10-second pulling in on pelvic floor TVA. So tuck the pelvis under, find your 100%, so pelvic floor pulling in, TVA, tummy button drawing in, get your shoulders nicely relaxed, grow tall, length at the back of the neck. So keep that 100% pull in and try not to hold the breath. So like we've done before, index finger, middle fingers, ring fingers, and the little fingers. Then we come together. Then we give and we come in front just like this. Then we cross over. And then we open. Just gonna I think my mum's joining us, so let my mum in. Okay, so we're gonna go a few more times to do that, and then do a slow release. So pelvic floor TVA, pulling in, try not to hold the breath. So we go again. Index fingers, keep pulling in, middle fingers, ring fingers, little fingers, come together, opening, crossing over, and then opening like heart center, and then release. 2 more times, slow release the tummy muscles at the same time. Pulling in 100%, and doing all these little finger things, you do have to breathe. So you will find that it's a really good little trick to get you to breathe whilst you're pulling in. And again, going through them. So if you can get the other fingers to lengthen and straighten away. Just get your shoulders relaxed, coming together, opening, crossing, and then opening at the heart. And release. Last time, slow release to the core muscles, pulling in, going through, shoulders relaxed. Try and lengthen and straighten out these other fingers. Coming together, giving, crossing over, compromising I think sometimes, opening. Slow release, and slow release the pelvic floor TVA down to 50%. Now if you're with the weights, grab your weights at this point. If not, no worries, you can just start exactly the same shoulder circle. So lift the shoulders up to the ears, circle them around and back. And you can just be kind of loosely holding the weights, so try not to grip and hold too much tension for this. A little bit of a shoulder release. As you lift your shoulders up to the ears, notice if you lose TVA. So just coming back, pulling in, length at the back of the neck, soften the knees, tuck the pelvis under. 2 more. We're going to go to our side bend. So just straighten, reach to the side of the knee and recentering. Over to the other side now. Aim to keep the hips still. Without the weights, you could add in reaching up and over. With the weights, and actually without the weights, coming down for your side bend and then just take a little circle. So without the weights, you might want to hold, or you can keep moving through. So a little bit of a circle and a hold, and then the other way around. Circling with the weights. Recentering other side. And then again, just circling. So if you haven't got the weights, you can stretch and reach up with the other hand. And the other way around. Circling. And we're just going to go 1 more on each side. Recenter. Breathing up over. Find that side bend, stretch. Option there, just allow the ear to dip down to the shoulder. Other way around, keep the connection pelvic floor TVA. Recenter, last time, take it over. A bit like stirring some porridge here. If you're reaching that arm up, really reach and stretch You straighten out the arm. And then re-centering. Gonna go into our squats, so straight away bend knees, hips back into space, and then coming up, re-centering. So thinking about the knees, try not to let the knees pronate in, keep it going. So we've been working two things with the weights. We were taking the weights down and just keeping them kind of like grounding us, and we weren't really moving around. So if you like that one, just stick with that one. It's almost like putting the weights down on the floor and picking them back up. Be aware of the lower back. So check that you are pushing the hips back into space and you're not kind of curling in the spine. Be careful of the knees, they're not pronating in. Now if you like, when you come up, circle the arms all the way around. Come up to like a big stretch and then come down. So up to you now, if you want to put that one in as well. And breathing into lift. Breathing out, coming down into your squat. Keep an eye on the arches underneath the feet as well. Check the feet are parallel, they're not turning out. You can always add in onto a balance, so you can take that up onto your toes as you lift up. Squeeze glutes. Notice as well as you take your arms up over your head, you don't lose that TVA. So just drawing in tummy button back to spine. 3 more. And last one. So we did it last week. It was the one to the side and one to the front. And then bring it back down. So it's a front raise and a lateral raise. One to the side, one to the front. There's a little bit of coordination in there. And then a little bit of network. So just when you're doing this, look to the one to the side. Again, there's a little bit of coordination. Keep the core pulled in, and you can add in, so going up onto the toes, which is interesting when you're looking to the side as well, so it's a kind of a little bit of work with balance. Try and keep the shoulders down and back, so don't let the shoulders lift up towards the ears. So we can add in a little bit to this as well. So come up onto the toes, then go down to your squat, lift the weights forwards or hands forwards, and then see if you can go back up again. So it's a little bit of coordination because we've got to reset, recenter, and then go over to the side again. Again, you can keep that eye gaze to the side. Breathing into lift. Breathing out, come down into the squat. 2 more. There's me forgetting what I'm doing there. Last one. Okay. A little bit of a release. I've got something on my computer. I've just got to get rid of it because it's blocking one of my screens. Okay, so this one's going to be a lunge, and we're going to step back into the lunge. So come to the front of the mat. We're going to scapular set. So it's that one. Elbows tucked in, shoulders down and back. Scapular set. Then step back, take a lunge. Then come back to center. Do your scapula, come back to centre, step back, take your lunge. Keep it going. So little pointers, when you're doing your lunge, watch the knee, because the front knee wobbles, it wants to fall in and pronate in. So stay super strong. Pull in, oh there she goes, pull in pelvic floor, pull in TVA. And it's a lot safer in that sense to step back into a lunge than it is to step forwards. So just staying nice and safe with the knees, strengthening. Watch the feet as well, because the feet will want to pronate as well. The arches will want to drop. So a little option here on the lunge is lift both arms up if you want to make it a little bit more tricky. So like a double shoulder press, lunge, lift up. You can do that totally without weights. Take the lunge, lift up. When you're lifting up, thinking here about your arms coming around your ears, like a directly, so not forwards, we're thinking about you can bend in the elbows, pressing directly up towards the ceiling. Keep the elbows tucked in for the scapular set. 2 more. Tuck the pelvis under, keeping that connection there with the pelvic floor. Last one. Re-centering, so single deadlift now, so these are a few little combinations. So this is the one, it's like a slow roll down almost, take the weights down towards the floor, your hands down to the floor, it's a balance. See if you can touch the floor, keep the knee nice and soft, then coming back up. Then switch sides. So without the weights is exactly the same, it's a slow roll down, and then you can just point the toe behind you. You don't have to touch the floor, you could touch near it, you know, you could touch the knee and then recenter. So that's the other option, is to go back, touch the knee. There's a little bit of an eccentric hamstring move in there, so you should feel the hamstring getting activated. There's balance obviously in there as well. So you might feel like the foot's wobbling, use your big toe. Use your glutes there to stabilise as well. Pull pelvic floor TVA in. Option if you want to make that a little bit more tricky. So you're going to come down towards that single leg deadlift, and then just take a chest press. So lift both arms up level with shoulders, then bring back down, and then lift back up. So it just adds in a little element at the bottom. And you can do exactly that without the weights. So just take your time, use your big toe for your balance, give your feet a little bit of time to stabilise, strengthening your ankles and your hamstrings. Really important to just find a really good thing to focus on here, somewhere on the floor, just to help with the balance. Shoulders down and back. And go 2 more. Coming back to centre then. Just take the weight over into one foot. So again, work with balance here. Use your big toe, squeeze your glutes, pull in the core. Then it's that bicep curl. So just flexing in the bicep. Bend the elbow. Just a little bit of movement here with the arms. See how it affects your balance. If you want to challenge, close your eyes. Count to 10. See if you can kind of connect to that inner focus, particularly core and glutes. Keep working at pressing the foot down into the mat. And then we're literally going to switch sides. So take the balance to the other foot. Big toe activating, glutes squeezing. Again, bicep curl. Another option is just take kind of like wrists facing downwards. So it's a little bit more tricep-y, back of the arm, if you've got your weights. And again, if you want the challenge, close your eyes. Perhaps count to 10. Keep engaging with the core, the pelvic floor and the TBA. Shoulders down and back. Couple more breaths.